welcome to Whitehaven and welcome to the Rum Story in particular. The Rum Story actually represents the family history of Jefferson, a family that came to Whitehaven in 1730 and remained in business right through to 1998, when two sisters, getting on in years, decided to retire. And this is a result, having sold the business to a small group, the Whitehaven Development Company, who were looking for a visitor attraction for Whitehaven. And the Jefferson family and Whitehaven history is very closely interlinked. The story of the sugarcane, how it got out to the Caribbean, how the islands were covered in tropical rainforest. Then they used slave labour to eliminate, remove the rainforests to create the fields to plant the sugarcane, and hence slavery. And here we just describe some of the working conditions of those slaves. We just have two slaves here working in a sugar factory. There's a boiling process once the juice has been extracted from the cane, and depending how many times it's boiled and cooked and so on, whether you have rum juice or white sugar, there was this sugar factory basically. And there were two Afro-Caribbeans producing rum, 2,000 bottles a year from their own sugarcane, and they were selling it to us tourists at American dollars 15 per bottle. It was very, very strong, but they were making a very nice living out of it. But this is almost an identical copy of it, except there's no aroma of the rum. To these chambers that the rum and other spirits were brought from the harbour, whence they arrived by ship from around the world. Blackened ceilings from the smoke of candles and oil lamps, of course, before the electric arrived. Huge barrels from across the other side of the Caribbean, full with rum, which was ready for Jefferson bottles. And here we have racks of wine from Europe, France, Portugal, Spain, and bottles of gin from Holland, and of course Scotch whisky from Scotland. So from today's post we have various orders that have come in from around the country for alcohol and spirit, and Jefferson's rum, of course, which will be shipped by rail, by horse and cart, down country and across country to the lords and ladies of this land. Very much. Jefferson's finest. In a recent competition, well, not so recent, just around a decade ago, 7,000 entries in a worldwide competition of rum, and these bottles, the contents of these bottles, came third in the sipping variety, a very fine rum to be tasted every time and any time. And at the end of the tour, a free tot of Jefferson's finest. Cheers! I would recommend smelling it before, because it reminds me of Christmas, plum pudding, and it's great. And final drop of the history of rum, from start to finish. From the Caribbean across the Atlantic in huge barrels aboard these vessels, and then into the smaller barrels, and finally into here the Jefferson rum bottles. Tasty it is too.
The prize for the viewers is a £20 hamper, and the question comes in 3 parts, and it relates to one of our showpieces of the exhibition, which is our kinetic clock. And the question is, part 1, what does the term kinetic mean? 2, who was the clock designed by and who made the clock? And 3, how often does it strike? They will need to visit the Rum Story, so I'm afraid you can't Google this one.
Not only were they merchants in fine wines and spirits, but they got involved with the community, and over the centuries gave as much back into the community as they earned from it. They made money for sure, but they were the presidents of a local nursing society. They were JPs, they were magistrates, they were special constables. They gave back to the community and looked after it. They were considered to be fair-minded people, hard taskmasters, demanded full whack for their penny, but they were good people. And the two sisters, Elizabeth and Constance, still live in the area and quite often pop in. Lovely ladies, always got time for a chat, and many, many people know them. Can we go and take a coffee? Follow me.
The cafe is now turned into a little coffee house. We have a wealth of jack potatoes. We've just introduced paninis this week. A lot of light lunches that you can have, and a great place to catch up with friends. Also, if you have a dog, dogs are welcome in the courtyard and they also get a treat.